Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you...
What's happening, everybody?
What's up?
Welcome to another live edition of Ask Me Anything or Ask Fred Anything.
That would be AFA.
I'm Frederic, you're Frederick.
So AFA squared. Hey.
Hey! Right before B. Happy holidays.
Happy holiday, brother.
Happy holidays to everybody at home as well. We definitely appreciate you guys coming on out Saturday morning after the Feast of Saturnalia to connect with us and really celebrate what's next.
Yeah, I mean it's been an interesting week so far. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes politically. Curious to see how that's going to affect our industry. Obviously, hopefully we really did have a great week, regardless of what you're celebrating. To me, I just want to celebrate family, bro. I think that's super important. You know, you're my family, so.
Right, and you're my family, and together our family is like, you know. It's not like the Brady Bunch because, you know, that none of us are white, but it's okay though.
Well, wasn't Brady Bunch the original Zoom?
Oh, shit. Yo. Think about it.
Right?
No, but seriously, it was a good week. Good to connect with family. I hope everybody at home, you guys are safe, healthy, and just continuing to push forward. I know it's really, really tough holiday season for a lot of people, and We've had an eventful week.
Yeah, I got to share a win on that, man. Typically, like I said, before my PTSD evaluation, I was always miserable. This has literally been the best holiday season I've ever had. So it's shout out to the industry, shout out to everybody making it happen. I mean, I'm proof and testimonial of it because everybody's supposed to be happy, right? And I was always miserable this time of year. So
cannabis was a little bit part of your journey.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that just real quick?
That's where I'm leading to, brother. It's just like. You know, I had no reality on it at all. I've always been the, what do you call it, Southern Bible banging Baptist fire, you know, mom in church for 30 years, dad factory working, straight blue collar kind of family coming up.
Right.
And, you know, just through time, I just noticed when I came out the Gulf, things were getting worse and worse and worse. And it really came to a head this year. And I already had clients in the cannabis industry. So, you know, helping them start out after the Farm Bill and everything else that went legal. But it wasn't until actually I started engaging with the plant where I started having some major breakthroughs. Creativity came back up, and this year is really single-handedly probably the most creative I've been since, like, art school. Miss McArdle, shout out to you. I don't know if you're still around. You know, middle school kind of deal.
McArdle.
Yeah, but I say that to say this. It's just amazing how I see the healing benefits of it. And I'm very thankful. So, yeah.
It's real good stuff, man. And to hear your journey and so many other people who have been helped by the same plant that helped me, it makes our industry that much more special than anything else.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of hard, like when you're in a bubble, everybody's in their own bubble, one way or the other.
Exactly.
But it's really, really cool to see the genesis of the plant over the last 4 plus years now that I've been in the game, and to see a lot of people having their, you know, come to Weed Jesus.
Yeah, come to Weed Jesus. Shout out to Mike, by the way. We are live. I'm fielding questions.
What you got, Big Mike? Let's see. What is going on with hemp, cannabis, and the Republicans? I need a little bit more than that. Hemp, mysteriously, was that was the big item a lot of people were hitting me back on. Number one, a lot of research on the plant. That's the Senate's bill was more research driven, and they wanted to raise the percentage of hemp to 1%, up from 0.3. And the House was a lot more to do with just overall licensure. Big blowback that they had was we were calling the Monday Night Massacre, when they absolutely gutted all social justice issues out of the entire bill the Monday before they even tabled it. And they put it in a busy week, so nobody really could understand. And everybody was just like, oh yeah, you know, it's a historic moment. But no, motherfuckers, like nothing you wanted in there is in that bill. So pushing forward from that, I know that this week New Jersey had a little bit of their clusterfuck extended, if you will. And there's still no equity out there. Or they're moving forward on the equity. You can't grow your own plant, which means you have to legally buy whatever is government controlled. And let's say I am a lower working middle class anybody, I'm paying $70, $80 for an eighth of weed that you could grow yourself. How does that, I mean, we got to get Leo back on here because 100%. That was one of his big initiatives, especially for veterans who can't afford that shit.
Yeah.
Let's go to the question line here. Question line. All right, so Kimmy asks, what should we be expecting next week from CANiVISION, and how are you guys going to move forward without Rico? Me and Fred aren't going anywhere. No. Yeah, we're still going to be here. We're still going to be doing the AMAs every Saturday. I mean, it's a great time to talk about the franchise model.
Yeah, just about to get into that. So what we worked on doing before was to make sure that the stuff that we're giving you actually you want to see. It's not just we don't want to do any guesswork in this. And the whole thing about it is that we really want to fill a gap in the industry where people are getting real world information. So from a very high level, no pun intended, we just have to make sure that all the different franchises that are coming out for the second phase are relatively consistent. Everybody, and what I mean by that is structure-wise. Like everybody has their own style and flow and vibe from the different emerging markets. But at the end of the day, there are certain basic principles, like making sure that both sides of the story are being heard. Like making sure that we're having accurate sourcing. Like you see me doing that in live real time. These are the things that we're training our team behind because a lot of them may or may not have journalism experience, and that's what I did for a long time, public affairs, media relations in the Marine Corps. So I want to make sure that we just have from a high level the consistency, and that from where you can get it, you can just get what you're expecting, which is just accurate sourcing, and that you can hang your hat on. So, right. So it just takes a little bit of both of us to navigate that, but we're still going to be here, and we're still going to be doing lives and stuff like that. So that's a good question.
So what's up with the Canadians? All right, so Afria and Tilray are forming the biggest company. However, it is Canopy Growth and GW Pharma. They're in the pissing match right now for extract, CBD right extract patent. So GW Pharma is accusing Canopy Growth of stomping on their shit. So this might be the biggest, I guess, legal battle ever in the cannabis industry. Two absolute giants, two of the biggest companies in the entire industry are hitting each other up about patents. There's something to talk about, and why it matters is we're not legal yet. We're not federally legal yet. So seeing how this case plays out could set precedent of how things are going to be really, really, really messy once federal legalization drops.
Yeah.
Right? No, trademarks are trademarks. Yeah. And once it's federally legal, everything's going to fall under that umbrella. So that's why it's a huge shout out to the OGs that actually got their strains patented. You can't do shit about it right now. Yeah. But once federal legalization drops, like shout out to GG4, GG5 over at Superbad Inc. Yeah. Everybody else who owns their actual strain, the original genetics, you can go after people for duplicating your product. Yeah. Like that is the same as like Tiffany Blue. Yeah. 100%. Victoria's Secret Pink. You can patent that shit.
Another thing too that came out for synthetic strains. We'll talk about that here. I was super curious.
Yeah, that's a very interesting.
Yeah, I got goosebumps talking about that one. Yeah.
What is real? What is not?
Yeah.
And what does the government own?
Yeah. Exactly. Besides almost 40 patents, but that's none of our business. I really think though we're getting into more of a pissing match versus understanding the true origins and why we got this started in the first place. I understand we have to commoditize things and make money. But where's the sweet spot? That's what I'm asking. It's just like when I was in the car industry. You can't sit here and say that you're the only person who produces cars. That's ridiculous. But at a certain point in time, we all share tires, brakes.
But with organic material, isn't that why Monsanto won?
True.
Anyways.
I'm over here looking at
So since the lounges have been shut down, isn't there legislation to allow desert hot springs in California to grant hotels and some venues cannabis usage? What will this do for the state as a whole? All right, so
that's a good question.
That's a great question. So DHS, so those of you watching that are not as familiar with cannabis in California and what's going on here. Desert Hot Springs, Palm Desert, Palm Springs, they were totally way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Everybody else was trying to get dispensaries, and they were trying to turn themselves into the Key West of the cannabis industry.
Very forward thinking.
And
shout out to Bobby and those guys.
Oh,
out there.
yes. Yeah, shout out. Hey, what up, Bobby?
What up, Bobby?
And they were just ahead of they were ahead of the curve. They dropped their taxes like almost immediately. I know that Palm Springs, it might be Indio. It's all like merge Coachella and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but I know they have a very progressive legislative team across the desert, and they are about that Skrilla.
Yeah.
They're down to make money. They dropped all the taxes, and what happened when Los Angeles raised their taxes? Trade war. They grabbed all of those. They grabbed all of those brands, all of the manufacturing facilities.
All I know is just that the DHS is playing it real smart. And I think that everybody there, because we have operators who we know who are out in those areas, it's really, to me, the perfect money grab, because in those areas, they're usually snowbirds who come down from Canada around this point in time, and they're not there, but they're still sustaining the economy just from activities like this. So that was very well played, and it's in an area where there's still great real estate. It's relatively cheap to operate out there. And you can really start a brand and just really watch it grow. I mean, even some of the guys who we know, they're in like a couple 20 dispensaries right now. It's kind of a big deal.
I think what you're seeing is California is somewhat of a microcosm of what the broader system can look like in the United States. Yeah. It is the 5th largest economy in the world, and it's very much broken up into different sectors. Los Angeles is 5 different states in itself.
Yeah.
You have Los Angeles, you got Long Beach is totally different. The desert is totally different. You have the Palm Desert, and my only pushback on that is the heat. And crazy hot.
I was out there last year, and I was actually in one of those grows, and it was perfect.
I'm not talking about like just in the grows. I'm talking about like the cannabis resorts and stuff like that. If you're gonna have like tourism, it's like that's like Abu Dhabi hot, man.
Bro, it's the poodle crowd. They got the little mist going around. You walk in, it sprays you on your face.
But they want the old people to go out there.
Who goes out there?
They got the money. They gonna overheat.
Bro, they got the money. They don't do that. I'm already letting you know. They will chill from like 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock, come back out, party for a few hours, go to sleep, wake up, and repeat the process.
I'm start selling personal air conditioning like suits for all these old people like out there that want to get down, stay cool, and stay lifted at the same time, because you can like get high within your suit.
Brilliant.
We come up with 2 patents today. All right, we got 3 minutes left. Any final questions? Yes, it's a dry heat. Like I know that is very different than the moist heat.
Love
it. Yeah. But however, it's still hot as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It's hot as hell, and you got cottonmouth out there in the desert, makes you a snake.
We can't make this up. Yeah, but no, I love the desert personally, because it's just the atmosphere is different, the culture is different, people are super cool, everybody's relatively laid back. I definitely think that market is probably to me, it's like the Coda de Casa of the cannabis industry. It's just a different vibe and a different feel. There, WeHo, it's just a whole different vibe, and the whole the weed snobs and everybody else in between.
All right, last question. So I keep hearing all this legislation talk. Why are we not focusing on decriminalization first? And is adult use going to hurt us in the long run by taking the focus off of medicinal benefits? Short answer, we're not focusing on decriminalization first because several people have already legalized. Yeah. The toothpaste is out of the tube. The genie is out of the bottle. What else? Let's get that.
I don't know, but what I see is that the consolation prizes need to be there just for playing. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want it to be just the equity again as a job thing. Like, no. No,
and since we're not focusing on decriminalization, yes, it's still a debate. I don't know why it was never a debate in the first place. I think the problem is they gave the power to the states first. And when the states, you have one state going medical, one state going recreational, adult use and wellness.
And that's the problem too, different language for different regions.
It's too convoluted. Yeah. And if you have people that are misinformed, you have people that are miseducated on it, and my personal opinion, not that of CANiVISION, not that of anybody else here, is they should have gone decrim first, so you can educate people, so you can roll it out and people can learn about it, and also you'd have more compassion programs.
Now here's my left brain. Y'all haven't really seen the left brain side of Fred.
Ooh.
But from having a tax license all of these years, I just got rid of it like this year. I see it from a tax structure standpoint as far as like it wasn't profitable for them to generate any revenue off of that idea. Because even for these prison systems, they still pay taxes. That's what people forget. So when you have an uptick in one thing,
They pay investors too.
100%, they pay dividends. So it is what it is. I'm just looking at it strictly from a tax code standpoint where it just was not profitable. And I hate to say it like that because, again, lives have been ruined. I know a lot of people's lives have been personally ruined from it. But again, we live in a cold society, so we just got to bring our own heat.
I always bring my own heat. Fred does too, because we can't pass the joint anymore because of.
I heard this little voice in the room.
Much love, everybody.
Much
Thank
love.
you guys so much for coming out and joining us this week. We're going to be still going with these AMAs every single week.
100%.
But this Thursday is the final CANiVISION live broadcast with Fred and I at the helm. So this is the last one that I'm actually going to be
Well, hold on.
hosting on the national level.
That's hold on a second. If y'all want to see it on a national level, let us know. Because I would be curious to see if people still want to see the national version of this. It's not to say that but we've gotten enough data to say that that's not the direction. But if you guys are insisting that we do that and you're finding real value from a national perspective, we don't want to rule that out either. So let's just be clear about that. That's all I wanted to say.
Right. And just to add on top of that, yes, we would love to hear your feedback. But what needs to happen right now is the hubs. So briefly explain that. So we have 6 regional hubs. We have the Northeast, the Southeast, Midwest, Southwest, Pacific Northwest, and California. They're going to be rising up themselves and building out their own hub and spoke structure. So you're going to see a couple of new additions to the team this week coming from some of those new franchisees.
Great content, amazing, unbelievable content. Thank you. Shout out to the hubs.
Right, yes. Well, you guys have been doing such a great job. Love you
killing it.
guys. And so this 3-month rollout that we've been doing is more or less just to draw attention to what we're doing. I'll let you guys know that everything is decentralized. What we mean by that is cannabis is very, very different here in Los Angeles than it is in San Francisco. It's even more so different in California than it is right next door in Nevada. Yeah. So why is everybody looking in one place for all of their cannabis information? Yeah. We need to have more and more people coming up telling their story, talking about their issues on a regional level, on a municipal level, on a state level.
Well, hold on.
Hosting on a national level.
Hold on a second. If y'all want to see it on a national level, let us know. Because I would be curious to see if people still want to see the national version of this. It's not to say that but we've gotten enough data to say that that's not the direction. But if you guys are insisting that we do that and you're finding real value from a national perspective, we don't want to rule that out either. So let's just be clear about that. That's all I wanted to say. And the collaboration's been amazing behind the scenes, just to see how fast the speed of information since we started connecting these networks together. It's really shout out to everybody who's behind the scenes. Shout out to the sponsors, shout out to the partners, shout out to investors, shout out to everybody who's supporting this, because without that, we would not be here. So that's all I really wanted to say from the heart, man. I really hope y'all felt that.
Right.
And it's been great. Yeah. This Thursday is going to be outstanding. We're going to have a little bit more on that trickling out every single day this week. But this Thursday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m.
Pacific or specific?
Pacific. Terrific. Right. My house is about to be on the market. Gotta list it. No, but for real. So Thursday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. See, I'm ADHD. And 7:30 Eastern. So make sure you guys tune in. Be a great pregame for everybody who is staying home, like good citizens that obey. Stay at home for New Year's Eve. It'll be a great pregame. We're gonna put one in the air and smoke the shit out of 2020. It is behind us. 2021 vision is here, and we can't wait to celebrate it with you guys.
100%.
And just so all you people that are down in the dumps have a little bit of hope to look forward to, just remember, when life gives you no place else to turn,
Turn up.
MSR, turn
Lean into it. Turn up.
up. Bye.
Much love.
Like